The sun rose over the auction house, casting golden light across the nearby properties. Karen, audacious as ever, had cut down my fence in a final attempt to claim access to my land. Her sense of entitlement knew no limits, but she had no idea that this move would trigger a response unlike any she had faced before. I arrived at the scene, Max by my side, surveying the damaged fence. The audacity of cutting down a legally protected boundary was staggering, but it was also predictable. Preparation, strategy, and legal foresight had ensured that every move I made would reinforce ownership and boundaries decisively. Karen smirked from across the property, confident in her perceived advantage. "You can't stop me," she said, waving dismissively. "I need access, and I've taken it." I smiled calmly, knowing she had underestimated both the consequences of her actions and my next move. I had already researched the upcoming property auction and confirmed that her son's parcel of land, adjacent to the breached fence, was available for purchase. Without hesitation, I made my move. Attending the auction personally, I strategically outbid all competitors, including Karen and her family, securing the land directly adjoining my property. By owning the contiguous plot, I not only reinforced my original boundaries but also created a buffer that made further interference impossible. Returning to the ranch, I supervised the reconstruction of the fence, this time stronger, taller, and more secure than ever. Each post was reinforced, every line clearly marked, and signage placed prominently to indicate private ownership and legal protection. Karen's audacity had inadvertently provided me with the perfect opportunity to reinforce the ranch's boundaries beyond dispute. Karen's reaction was immediate and dramatic. She arrived with her son, expecting confrontation, negotiation, or compliance. Instead, she found a fully fortified property, legally expanded and documented in every way. Her attempts at intimidation had not only failed but had backfired spectacularly. "Karen," I said evenly, "your attempts to manipulate, trespass, and claim property have been countered decisively. The boundaries are reinforced, the land is legally mine, and any further attempts will be met with evidence and law enforcement." Max growled low, patrolling the perimeter, a silent but unmistakable warning. The children of the ranch played safely in the yard, and Sarah observed with quiet satisfaction, knowing that preparation, strategy, and legal authority had won once again. By mid-afternoon, the situation was fully resolved. Karen retreated, humiliated and powerless. Her audacity had been exposed, her schemes neutralized, and the ranch had grown stronger and more secure than ever. Every trespass, every attempt at intimidation, had been met with preparation, legal clarity, and decisive action. The fence stood as a permanent testament to authority, strategy, and vigilance. The land, fully secured, expanded, and protected, ensured that no future audacity could succeed. Karen's repeated attempts to manipulate, harass, or claim ownership had consistently failed, culminating in this final, undeniable victory. As the sun set over the fortified ranch, painting the landscape in warm hues, I reflected on the long battle. Every boundary reinforced, every scheme thwarted, and every intrusion countered had proven a single truth. Audacity, entitlement, and overreach are powerless when confronted with preparation, legal authority, and unwavering resolve. The ranch, the family, and the property's legacy remained intact, secure, and stronger than ever. Karen had learned, once and for all, that crossing boundaries and underestimating both law and strategy carries consequences she could not escape. The property, now fully fortified and expanded, stood as a final, unassailable symbol. Trespass, audacity, and entitlement meet decisive consequences when met with preparation, vigilance, and authority. The ranch and everything within its boundaries was safe, untouchable, and victorious.